Hey everybody, and welcome back. Woohoo! As I say, Pulsechain is a bumpin', yeah boy. And we're going to be talking about Titan of course, on a bit of a pullback at the moment, which is a fantastic opportunity to get in just before we've got like 8 projects launching. It's going to be insane. And of course, buy and burns and of course deflation. It's going to be legit. We're going to be looking at Flux today, Inferno cycle number 8. That is huge. And of course, we might get up to 2 trillion or so Titan X through there. That's going to be massive. That's opening up later today. And then, of course, Ouroboros as well, Testnet coming up as well. Borrowing, lending. It's going to be awesome. And of course, a stable coin for the Titan X ecosystem. So we've got lots to talk about. And I've got a little special secret sauce today on the old mafia on Pulsechain and BNB. Man, do not miss out on that opportunity. It's going to be huge. And of course, that's led by Jacob, the #1 GameFi dev in the world. And I'm not kidding. The #1 peer-to-peer developer in the world is doing a mafia. And I've got some secret sauce for you later on. You stay tuned for that. I'm serious. It's going to be legitly cool. I'm feeling the pump today. I hope you guys are too. It's exciting. And I got a poll in there today on the mafia. Do you hold or buy? Have you got mafia? So let me know what I say. Do you own any mafia on Patreon and BNB? That's both on. I got that on Superman Crypto and on Hex Token. And of course, you guys are going to thank me later. On that one. So stay tuned for that insight. We've got lots of cool stuff coming. Yeah, we got the alpha, man. This is just going to be so much value add. You guys are going to love these projects. Going to make you mad gains. Obviously not financial advice. Do your own research, but you guys know we're playing probability, and it's looking fun. All right, let's get into it. We've got Lights Beneath and Truth in the house. How are you today? Pretty good. It's pretty nice outside, actually, Lights Beneath. So it's going to be good for my training today. We got Hex Pulse incentive and Pulsex for the win. Absolutely. And pumping. We're going to be talking or breaking that all down later on in the live stream. We got UFO in the house. That PDDC is double pumping. It is double pumping. I mean, it is clearly a heavyweight project on Pulsechain. It is doing extremely well. We'll talk about that too later on. We got Wookie in the house there. Good to see Wookie. Wookie on time all the time. Well, at least today, Wookie. At least today you're on time. Right on the spot again. Nice to see. We got Brennan in the house there. Next minute, it pumps. Yeah, 1 minute you're looking that way. Next minute you're looking this way. And pumps. What's happening with my screen there? It's going a bit funny. But what else? We got Priority 1 Titan in the house there. How crazy this will the cycle be? Titan X and Pulsechain. They are family. They are, dude. And there's going to be a lot of crossover projects. Obviously we've got Janus out there at the moment. Pulsar. It's going to be pretty epic, folks. So don't miss out on that combo. Crypto Fury in the house there. Hello. Good to see Crypto Fury. Big shout out. I have about 20 Pulsechain coins and soon 20 various Titan X coins. So that's right. I think it's a double whammy, right? So I think you're doing pretty well there, Priority 1. Now, I'm going to be having a live stream coming up on Monday. Should I talk about who it is? It's going to be pretty cool. We're going to be looking at a couple of projects by Helios. Helios founder is going to be on, the dude. We're going to probably have E280, and we're going to have Janus as well, which is massive on Pulsechain. That's going to be huge too. So that's coming up on Monday. I'm going to set that up later today. So that's going to be a fun interview. That guy is super smart and doing some cool stuff, which is going to be huge for Pulsechain and on Titan ecosystem on the what channel? On Ethereum. Yeah. I almost forgot Ethereum. Just kidding. We got Brendan in the house there. And dude, yeah, he's super great. Really enjoy listening to his insights. Are just second to none, aren't they? All right, so we're going to get into it, folks. Let's start off with the stock market. We're going to have obviously stock market first, then of course Pulsechain. Then we're going to get into the Titan X ecosystem. It's kind of the breakdown of the new format. So obviously mad gains. Let's get into it. So, oh boy, it got real big there. What happened? That's not what I was trying to do. Let's bring in the shared screen and bam. All right. And let's go. All right. So get into the chat there, folks. Make it lively. Spread the channels around. If you're watching in the replay, gang, leave your comments in the comment section. I will respond to all of those as I always do. So get in there on that. All right. So we've got the stock market today. S&P 500 shrugs off the inflation surprise. As you guys know, Wednesday, Thursday was the inflation that we expected. Today is Thursday's results for the stock market. And so it's shrugging them off really good. Like yesterday, we had a great day in the stock market. Well, today we also got a good day. 0.6% on the Dow Jones, up 235 points. Can you believe it? To 41,000, doing fantastic. We've got the S&P 500 up 0.75%, 42 points to 5,595, and the Nasdaq with all tech companies up 1%, 177 points to 17,572. Looking really good on the stock market. Hopefully that flows into the crypto too. We've got the US dollar index at 101.16, down slightly. And we've got the commodities. I quickly looked at that. West Texas is at $69, up 0.4%. And Brent oil, $72.23, up 0.1% there. Gold is up 0.2%, $5.50 to $2,586. And silver up 0.4% there, 13 cents. Over $30 is silver. Over 30. If you're holding some silver, hot dollar pocket, because that could head to $75 to 125 if we get this interest rate pivot coming up in only about 6 days. So that's going to be huge for that. Now let's have a quick look at the second inflation data. So we had the CPI yesterday. It was slightly above expectations. We have the producer price index that's slightly above as well. Producer price index is kind of like wholesale prices leading into retail prices, one would argue. The producer price index for the final demand in August increased by 0.2% in August, above the estimates of 0.1%. So whenever it's above expectations, the market normally gets a bit wobbly, but not today. The market just shrugged it off. The July was also revised down to show the PPI was unchanged rather than inching up by 0.1%. So that's kind of good news there on that one. Meanwhile, on the 12 months to August, the figure rose by 1.7%. This is the annual figure, followed by an uptick of 2.1% in the previous month there. While the August headline and core PPI came in slightly above expectations on a monthly basis, the soft components in the report included both nursing care facilities and portfolio management, and the investment advice that filter in the Fed's preferred measure of inflation, which is the PCE measure, more important than the CPI one, that point to easing price pressures. So that's the good news, basically resulting from that. So good news there. The Fed has been widely tipped to cut interest rates at the upcoming September meeting in response to signs of a slowing labor market, although uncertainty surrounded whether the central bank would roll out a 25 basis point cut or a deeper 0.1. Inflation data this week has bolstered the chance that the Fed will opt for the quarter point reduction, so 25 basis points. That would take us down from 5.5% down to 5.25 on the federal funds rate. Let's quickly look at that at the moment. 5 days and 17 hours to go for the Fed meeting, and that will be next week, right? So 18th. And we've got 62% of the market is expecting 25 basis points. That's actually dropped down. It was over 70%, wasn't it? This has dropped down a little bit, but I think that will probably carry the day. If we get a surprise to the upside, it's going to be bullish. All right, so that is pretty much on that. Let's quickly look, see we've got economic news before we move on to crypto. Let's see what the economic calendar is. There we go. Let's see what's coming up next week for us. On the next week's calendar, bam, let's go. What do we got there? Tuesday, we've got core retail sales. They're going to be interesting. What else we got there? OFMC. So we've got the Fed meeting there on Wednesday next week. It's going to be obviously huge for the market. And even on Thursday, we've got initial jobless claims, probably pretty interesting there too, coming up on the old Thursday. So that's the what we're expecting next week. No surprises, right? That's why we follow this stuff. That's why we look at the stock market and the economic news and the Fed, because we want to be informed, right? So that's why we cover it on this channel as it's starting the show. So let's move into crypto though. Bitcoin, 58,274. So it's going up, baby. It's up 1.32%. Bitcoin dominance still pretty similar, around 55%. Ethereum up 0.85% at 2,363. So we're moving up a little bit here. Nice to see green candles, hopefully entering into the weekend. Obviously, we've still got one more day of the stock market, which will be tomorrow. It'll be Saturday for us down under, of course. BNB at $545, up 2.5% there. Solana up 2.5%, $136. XRP almost up 5%. Crazy there. I really don't like XRP because Ripple basically just keeps printing money, dumping it on people's heads. I really don't like that. Well, the truth's the same for Ethereum, right? Vitalik keeps saying he posts a meme, bullish, and then he's selling on the market. They carry on. It's just amazing they get away with it. But anyway, that's 5% on that. ADA down slightly. Tron down slightly. Litecoin up slightly there. $62. That's kind of the leaders there at the moment. So that is the crypto. It's green. Let's quickly zoom in on Bitcoin. I have a little focus on that on the hourly there. You can see we've been zigzagging up to the right. So it's good news. And we're in September, right? The really volatile period. Normally this is a down month. So it's nice to see a bit of recovery there. Although we're still, we're only on the 13th of September. Still got a little while to go. But, things are heading in the right direction. Let's go to the daily on Bitcoin. Have we avoided a death cross? Well, we're pretty damn close. Look at that. The yellow line is the 50-day moving average, and the blue line is the 200-day moving average. Brendan, let me know in the chat there what you think about the death cross there. But we're managing to get some green candles. Probably going to need some pretty severe candles not to cross over though. We got 50-day at 59,511, the 200-day at 59,266 here on Coinbase. So it's about $155 gap there at the moment. Fingers crossed we can keep this green and avoid the death cross. If we do the death cross, there's probably a chance that it could be very short-lived, given the fact that we've got October coming up, and everyone knows October is Uptober, right? So this pink line here, this reddish pink line, this is September, which is normally very a negative month and most of the time, so and volatile. So at the moment, it's definitely had the volatility in it and down chart, but we're starting to rise up at the moment. So let's see how we get on here. The interest rate pivot potentially very, very close, of course. And if you, as we say, 6 days away, next Wednesday's 18th. So fingers crossed on that, right? Fingers crossed on that. That is helpful. And of course, we've got the US election coming up on November there. I think as long as Trump wins Pennsylvania, I think he's pretty much got Georgia in the bag. North Carolina could be a little bit more interesting, but I think he's going to get North Carolina. And then, of course, Pennsylvania, that will lock in the election, despite Wisconsin, Michigan, Arizona, and stuff that. But I actually think he might possibly crack one or two of those blue wall states. So we will see in there as well. So I think it's still look pretty good in this favor. Let's go for, here's the pro crypto, of course, crypto precedents. Ethereum at the moment is slowly zigzagging sideways pretty much, but slight uptrend in there. We're currently at 2,362. Let's go to the daily on the old Ethereum before we get into Pulsechain, and we're going to go memes first before we Pulsechain. But there we go. That down chart. We did have the death cross. The death cross is pretty much played out, but hopefully Bitcoin rally will save us, and Ethereum will be on the move at some stage. But it's a pretty good place to pick up the old Ethereum there. Pretty good place to get into the Titanic ecosystem as well, right? So there we go. Let's jump over to meme coins. Meme coins there is sitting at the top. We've got Dogecoin just sitting around 15 billion, up 4%. So we're getting a little bit of movement on meme coins, but until we really get these Bitcoin, Ethereum really moving hardcore, we won't see the big leverage in the play. But it's nice to see some green returning back to the meme coins. Dogecoin up there, 15 billion. So yeah, they're all pretty much up a few percentage points. Bonk's up 8% for the week. That's kind of good to see. Brett on base chain is probably the biggest mover so far amongst these top ones, other than Popcat. So we're up 17% for the week, 3.3% for the day. Popcat on Solana is doing very well, 25% and 10% on the day. So pretty good there. Dogs pretty much flat at the moment on the ton chain there for the Telegram holders. What else we got there? Cat in the Dogs world is up this week. Mogcoin is the big winner so far. I look at 32%, but it's outshunned by the new entrant, Sundog, right? So the new entrant here, been around for a couple of days, but this is up 65%, dominating here. What else there? Meme coins up 9% there at the moment. My favorite one, the dog, is under a little bit of pressure at the moment, but a wonderful accumulation zone. The holders are going up, so the holder count is going up by hundreds and hundreds, but still hasn't managed to head for the moon. We do know that the Unisat market has launched there with their own Bitcoin layer 2. So yeah, we've got that still playing out there at the moment. But Dog still picking that for the winner of Runes, right? The Runes launch protocol launched on top of Bitcoin back at the Bitcoin halving, and so Dog really needs to lead the way there, becoming the big pick. Now we haven't had a really we've got obviously Gate.io is dominating the volume, but we're really waiting for those tier 1 exchanges to list Dog. Fingers crossed there that plays out. Obviously looking towards making that #1 meme on Bitcoin and maybe the #1 meme coin in the world. So there could be a massive exponential rise in this moving forward, and maybe we get Bitcoin breaking out a bit more. We might see Dog do that. So that's the meme coins at the moment. Let's have a look at total crypto value. Total crypto value 2.05 trillion. Up 1.4% for the day there. That is it at the moment. Volume is down 9% though. We must say that, $65 billion. All right, so that's going to bring us into Pulsechain. Before we do that though, let's catch up on any more comments in the chat. Like I say, get in there, get lively, because it's going to be a lot of fun to talk about. Let's see there. We got the dude. Yeah, the dude indeed. Janus looks like an alpha move from Helios. It is, and it's a sleeping giant at the moment. So if you're wondering what Janus is, it's a sleeping giant. It's basically like an index LP, and of course it's also got arbitrage, so it's earning a lot of fees in there, as I understand. So we're going to find out more about that on that one, and it could be a sleeping giant there, right there. So we're going to talk about that on Monday, hopefully. What else there? What else there? See here, we're going to Blair's in the house. Good to see you, Blair. Hi all. Welcome. We've got Big K in the house as well. Big Kuna, Hex Token channel member representing. I love that stuff. Go keep it up the great work. Always a pleasure to see all the regulars in the house. All right. So yeah, tell your friends about the channel. And we're covering the best stuff, man. Get on the channel. We're only focused on the value and the opportunity. We're not sitting around talking about drama or about the local bowls club. We're straight into we just want to get into the charts and make the mucho grandes. But if you love great community, get into our Discord. The link's in the video description. $5 a month to join up. It's pretty fun. Great value. All the information, links, and everything else. All the great community. It's a great way to make money. And of course, if you want to get to the next level, get into our multi-chain value opportunity, which is a strategy club. $35 a month for that. Really awesome value. And we're posting updates constantly in there, intel and new projects and everything else. It's really, really worth getting in there. We've got a lot of smart people in the Discord, so jump in there as well. It's a private club as well. So kind of cool. We love cool clubs. Cool clubs are cool. We do talk about the local footy club. Yeah, Brennan and Wookie do talk about footy. They love the rugby league. So if you like rugby league, that's another reason to get in. All right, let's get back into it. We're going to talk about Pulsechain. Pulsechain is a pumping. Yeah, boy. So we're going to get into that. All right, I do my own sound effects on this channel. All right, so Richard Hart's been posting out about the SEC, just about some of the cases here. I mean, we all know the SEC is so dodgy, but here he is. Did the SEC just choose ETH, BTC, and BCH as winners? Did they just choose technology for you? How is forcing the sale of some things for other things and removing markets helping create fair, orderly, and efficient markets? Of course, we know that's not the case. So there we go. The SEC just announced a settlement with a company. They'll pay $1.5 million, fine and delist, send back to users, and after 187 days, sell all the coins unless they are Ethereum, Bitcoin, or Bitcoin Cash. What? Say what? They don't say it in the press release or the case, or all in the cease and desist, which the other coins are. Why don't they just say what the other coins are? So there we go. He's got the big stuff here, pointing out some really good stuff. So Richard Hart's been posting out some really good stuff about these SEC abusive things. You can see more of it, of course, pages that he's got there highlighting some of the issues as well. So yeah, just an hour ago, the DEA could pretend coins are drugs and arrest everyone for drugs. The ATF could pretend coins are guns and arrest everyone for guns. The SEC could pretend coins are securities. And of course, they're getting slapped back there in the courts. So that is from Richard. Pretty cool. Let's jump over into the results though for Pulsechain. Pumpity pump is day 489. We're heading towards 500 days of Pulsechain. And at the moment, we've got the price at 0.00373, up 11%, double-digit gains. We like that. Currently at 0.37, so 37% of the main sacrifice price. We got Pulse at the moment at 0.0193, up 15%. Yeah, boy, I love that. And the buy and burn keeps going up. 977.7 billion Pulsex has been bought up and burned. We're now at 4.84% of the public supply of Pulsex is going up. Really cool. Incentive token is at $1.76, up 15.5%. 11% of that is the Pulse price, but the ratio has climbed a little bit there, 47,265. It's sitting in that sideways channel, looking really good. Total amount of incentive tokens, just under 42 million INC, and they're from the Pulsex V1 farms. Hex at the moment is the big mover, and I talked about this, and it's happened. I said, Hex is probably the one that moves, right, and moves the chain up, and that's exactly what's happened so far. We're at 51 hundredths of a penny, so still super cheap, but a really strong move, up 27.1%. Second day of green candles there for Hex, and we saw a big buy come in yesterday, buying $20,000 lots of Hex, so real nice move there. EHEX at the moment also moving up at 14 hundredths of a penny, so that's the first time I've seen it there for a little while. So it's moving up. The combined price of EHEX and PHEX was up from just over half a penny yesterday to 66 hundredths of a penny. So it's almost 2/3 of a penny at the moment is the old Hex combined price. So looking good there. Let's get into some of the cool stuff that's been happening over the last 24 hours and coming into Pulsechain. Well, we had this $1.2 million come into Pulsechain and then go out. This is believed to be associated with I've just forgotten the name of it now. With the what did I say? What does it call it? It's down here somewhere. I'm going to find it. It's related to the Sun AG here, back here on the 10th. Yeah, that's what we understand is related to that, right? So for some reason went back over the bridge, so I'm not sure what's happened there. But anyway, we had 1.2 million DAI come back over the bridge, maybe associated that too. But anyway, 1.2 million came in. A lot of people have been talking about that, so it's been pretty cool. So yeah, it's coming back over the bridge there. They want to get rid of the fake DAI for real, Pete, I said. But anyway, DAI's come over the bridge there. So everyone's pretty happy about that, 1.2 million. So that's been kind of cool. And after that, so that was 12 hours ago. After that, all the prices of Richard Heart coins started going up. 6.6, 12.8, 9.4, 9.4. So that's pretty cool. And exciting to see, right? So good stuff happening there. Lots of buys on Pulse, of course, coming through. Then, of course, 7 hours ago, the Sun Mini Meal stablecoin launched, and that was the launch contract there. And so that's been pretty cool. I just forgot that I'm suspended on this account. And then the prices keep going up. So prices keep going up the last 2 days are looking really, really good. Now, looking at the chart, we're going to look at the weekly chart here. Actually, look at the daily on Pulsechain. We've got a nice little increase there. Let me auto log this. Yeah, nice pump. Look at that. We just finished that pump. We're in a brand new day now. Really big pump there on Pulsechain. And of course, if you look at the wider view here, the RSI is at 37 on the weekly. And yeah, nice little bounce. Was the bottom down here? Was the local bottom down here? Yeah, pretty cool. So look a really strong week there. And we've got the court case coming up on the 24th of October for Pulsechain, right? RH versus the SEC on the 24th of October in good old New York, the city of dreams, or whatever you guys decide. But that's kind of it on Pulse. PulseX, of course, a really powerful move. Look at that, up 15.5% and a really strong move there. We bounced off 1,500. We're now at 1,900, about to go over 2,000. Looking very, very good indeed. So that's kind of cool. And the RSI there on the weekly at 43. Looking at the daily quickly, RSI at 57, so still plenty of room to move there. The size of this green candle, very important, right? Look at the size of that, a really important size here, especially so early on. And it looks like we could have a bullish cross here on the 13 versus the 34-day coming up as well if we keep this momentum. So really, really, really good there. Incentive token, of course, we've been following this up and away. Let's look at the ratio to Pulse, though. And we can see that we are still very nicely in the channel. So if you can see the channel there, let me go full screen on this too. The channel is looking pretty good, right? We're right in the middle there, bounced off that, and up we go. So this has been fantastic, especially really good for the Pulsex yields, right? On Pulsex are looking very, very fine indeed. In fact, let's pull up Pulsex yields. I wasn't going to do it, but let's do it. And quickly see what they're looking like. Let's go to Pulsex. And let's see where they are at the moment with this little price pump. They've been looking pretty good even with the prices going down, but we're going to have a look at that. So yeah, we're looking at 11% for Pulsex Pulse. All these stable coins that are bridged in, the DAI, USDC, USD Tether are 55, 51, and 56% respectively. Ethereum bridged in with Pulse is 34% in the pool. The Hex Pulse is 19%. The Incentive Pulse is 29, almost 30%. And Incentive Pulsex is almost 25%. So they're still looking really, really, really good. Now let's have a quick look at the stablecoins just because it's a relatively new addition. We've got 394K in liquidity. Yeah, it's gone up almost 100K since we last looked at it a couple of days ago. And the volume, look at that volume going up there. Wow, 1.2 million on the bounce. So this is looking very good with stable swaps recently introduced into the Pulsechain, Pulsex ecosystem. So everything is heading in the right days, early time. So indicating really nice pivot here going on for Pulsechain. And maybe the bottom is in, right? That is the call. Maybe the bottom is in. Now, let's have a look at the Hex here. Hex has definitely made some significant gains here. So we had resistance at just about half a penny. We've broken through that now, right? So it's a very bullish sign here on the daily. And yeah, all the way up here. So some people would have made some pretty mad gains trying to pick off the bottom at the moment. So we got down to about 35, 36 hundredths of a penny. So it's pretty nice little mad gains there, about 43%. So yeah, money to be made on Hex at the moment. This is on the daily. Looks like we're about to get a bullish cross here as well on the 13 and the 34. This is the 13 is this pink line. The purple line there is the 34-day, and looks like it's about to cross as well. Kind of cool. The yellow line is the 50-day, and the orange line there is the 200-day moving average. So they're quite, still got a lot of work to do there. Looking at the weekly on Hex, and we did talk about that, had smaller liquidity relatively, so you could move this a lot easier. But look at the significance of that weekly candle now on Hex. So we get a build on from that. That's really, really bullish. Already broken out, like I say, from half a penny. We can hold this and have another green candle moving out. That's very, very bullish. And the RSI is way down at 42. There's still a lot of upside for Hex value there, as we can see. Kind of cool. All right, let's jump over to EHEX. EHEX as well. We know the BankEx has lightened out their walls, so there's I think about 175 million there at the 17th of a penny last time we checked. So what else there? We got EHEX having a nice good day as well. It's pretty hard to buy EHEX to find ways of buying and selling, but there are a few methods, and we've got some of those potentially in our useful links in Discord. So if you want to look at buying EHEX, that's one way of doing it. All right, so that is EHEX all looking pretty good. Let's have a quick look at the Hex derivatives. Everything built on top of Hex and that. Well, it's all up, right? Leverage there. Maximus up 27%. Desi, the 10-year Hex mining pool, is up 26%. The Trio, the 3-year one, up 25%. Hedron from Alex McFurter is up 25%, which is the airdrop, to Hex T shareholders. We've got Lucky, the 7-year one, up 24%. Icosa from Alex McFurter up 23%. Hedron Ethereum is up 22%, and Base, the 1-year Hex mining pool, is up 12.3%. So it's pretty good. When the Hex goes up, they all go up too, and go up generally at a faster rate. So exciting times. Now you got to remember that Maximus at the top here up 27%. That's going to be the super whale out in the future in the 2030s. And of course, if we assume the Hex Godwell doesn't do anything with his Hex stakes out there, which he front runs Maximus, then Maximus is going to rule the roost out there. So it's going to be a fun time in the Maximus project. Let's quickly go to the stable coins. We've had quite a bit of run here with some of the speculative stable coins like PDI and LUSD. So LUSD at 14% at the moment. So a nice little move there. And PDI up 5% and got pretty much the 4/10 of a penny again, is now at 3,800. So that's kind of the play. Oh, I've lost the wrong chart there. So that is the chart there for PDI. And it continues on. It continues its move higher, and that orange target there is 1 cent. So can it get there? We'll see. We'll see. Now, obviously, there's a lot of holders there, and they can make mad gains. But a lot of people are arbing through PDI as well, like a Troper and others. So it's been a bit of an opportunity for people. All right, what else? Let's go to the influencer coins. We got the best one there, Broman from Ben Armstrong again. Man, he's been leading the board here many days in a row. Not in a row maybe, but many days. That's up 21.7%. Let's have a quick look at Bromance. That's from Ben Armstrong, formerly BitBoy. Look at that thing. That chart has been ruthless. Even before this pump, it's been going up a lot there. What's that? 135% in 23 days. So a pretty good chart there, given the fact that Pulsechain was on the downer, except for the last 2 days, it's really started to pump. So not bad there from Ben Armstrong. Paul Pleb up 12%. Axis Alive up 11% there. Scuba Steve up 11%. More token from Trayvon up 11% there. No token from Randy Lusky up 9% there as well. Those are the main movers. Now, don't forget SolidX at the bottom here is up 7.5%, $14.80. But we know there's a big protocol coming from DragonX founder Eric, and that's coming later in the year. That's going to be a crash game, multi-chain, I believe, as well. It's going to be a pretty big deal for SolidX. Maybe it will be the number 2, if not a GameFi. Maybe it will try to be number 1. Obviously, the Mafia game, which we're going to talk about soon, is the number 1. It's going to be hard to beat Mafia, but maybe SolidX is going to give it a good go. They've got a pretty good following, right? So good chance of that might happen. We'll see. I love a bit of competition, and I'm sure Jacob does too. Now, talking about Jacob and a Mafia, we're going to quickly look at Jacob ones here. Now, PulsePod at the moment up $1.13. It's had a pretty good move the last couple of days. Obviously, everyone's getting ready for Jacob's consolidation around crypto casinos. Peer-to-peer, remember, that's a big, big deal. And, of course, he's the number 1 GameFi dev in the world with peer-to-peer technology. And, of course, at the moment, we're $1.13. So it's had a pretty good pump here. Looks like it's starting to staircase itself up. People are trying to get hold of these tokens before the consolidation. Obviously, there's Pulse Predict as well and BNB Pot. So a couple of places there. Now, Mafia at the moment, I've got the poll in the chat, but Mafia on Pulsechain is currently at what's up 12.8%. This thing is probably going to go through the roof. Yeah, boy. we have a suspicion. I'm just going to let you drop this. Some of the alpha starting to drop now. We have a suspicion that we could be a lot earlier with some of these stages, and the game may launch a lot earlier. Some of us had it at kind of November sometime, maybe December at the latest, but maybe things are coming a lot faster than we think. So we've got the Stage 7 map. Now, Stage 7 map is still in play, but we've got, Stage 8 here. I've got Stage 8. It's actually Stage 6 now, so let me swap that around. Stage 6 here. It looks like that's coming around first, right? So we're going to swap that around, and we're going to put the map out here, and Stage 6 here. Now, these two might launch together. It's possible too, but we're expecting Stage 6 first, and what will happen to the price. So it's going to be pretty exciting to see this happen here. Now, how do we know this? Well, there's certain intel floating around, but we're going to go to the Mafia here at the moment. This is on Pulse Mafia, so Mafia on Pulsechain. It is currently pretty good value, 0009,267, a really good entry to get on here. A nice big move today, 12.8%, but I think this is a sleeper. We've got big news coming, and here I'm going to drop the alpha. You guys want me to drop the alpha? Let's see. We're going to drop the alpha. Am I going to drop the alpha? I think I am. Let's go. But we've got Archie in the house here. Before I do that, Archie is the Don of Dons, end of the directorate, and crushing it in this game. If you want to join our directorate, definitely join up. I'm sure that Archie will post the link in the chat there. But you do not want to miss out. If you're in Pulsechain, you don't want to miss out on this part of the opportunity of Pulsechain offers, because it's going to be absolutely through the roof. And I'm about to drop the insights into this. Pumping is upon us, says Eddie. Absolutely. So good time. So this is Mafia on Pulsechain. I'm going to post the link to this if you guys want to check it out. Now, obviously not financial advice. Do your own due diligence, all that good stuff. I'm going to just point out some of the things that are happening here. There's a lot more coming down the line. I think this game is going to surprise everybody. And so I don't want people that follow this channel a lot consider the opportunity. That's why consider the opportunity ahead of you. We've got Archie in the house there with the director. If you want to join up today, join up. There's no joining fee now. We've dropped that because we've already reached critical mass. We wanted to get to critical mass. We've already done that. We are dominating the game. We control 6 out of the top 10 families at the moment. We plan on staying that way. And we have the smartest team out there. We're doing some cool stuff. And also check out mafiahq.com, our latest intel website, which is open to the public. So all families can benefit from that. It's pretty amazing. Let's hear the alpha, says Crypto Fury. Let's go. All right, let's drop it. Now, we've had big updates here on Mafia. So let's go to the Mafia game. This is the Mafia game if you haven't familiar. I'll post it here. It's so cheap to become part of the game. It's only 2,000 Mafia to get a player, so it's super cheap. But of course, you can speculate on the token and buy up the token as well. And you can stake that token and earn as well. So there's lots of different ways of earning. Now, this is the game. So how am I going to talk about that? First of all, let's just go through one side of the game. One side of the game is it's play to earn, right? So at the moment, the vault is getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And Pulsechain is near the bottom of the price. So as Pulsechain rises, as we've seen the last couple of days, the vault just gets big real fast. There is 5.46 billion Pulse in at the moment. There's going to be lots more ways of Pulse going into the vault as well. There's currently 3 main ways. You can see them down here on the chart. Taxman, that's buying and selling on the market. Keys, buying those keys, which has been the #1 contributor to the vault. And of course, that's going to be a very lucrative going forward. And marketplace, right? So that's also in play. And that's only going to get bigger on the game as well. So that's now at $204,000 now. If I remember rightly, I think this is the first time it's crossed over 200,000. That is amazing. And of course, the price of Pulse just where it is. Imagine Pulse going, 10x, 20x, 50x. This pool will get massive. And of course, all the different ways of filling it up are going to get massive. So this is the first thing. The vault is going to be a serious thing. Now, obviously, 10% of the vault gets paid out to the top 5 families if they have set themselves up. So top 5 families here, and you can see the syndicate, which we're part of, the directorate. You can see the directorate there controls the syndicate, controls the Yakuza and the Hustlers. 3 awesome families out of the top 3 out of the top 5 spots here on Pulsechain as well. So a big deal there. And of course, we have the Don, the smartest Don on the game, Archie there in the chat at the moment. And of course, it's going to be awesome. We call him the Don of Dons, and that is true. So it's going to be pretty awesome. So that's going to share at the moment. The syndicate alone is getting 164 million a week from the vault. And of course, the other 2 families, Yakuza is getting 82 and 54 at the moment for the Hustlers. But you never know. We may move up the rank there to #3 spot. So keep a lookout for that as well. And it's up and away. We also dominate BNB chain as well, which is, BNB goes up, we're going to go up. Now, that is the first thing. Now, a reason why we're highlighting the vault is because that's just the normal thing. That by itself is fantastic. Don't you agree? That by itself is fantastic. And of course, it's at the bottom mark. We get up, we get the bull market kicking off in October, maybe early November with the election, and Trump wins. Man, game on, right? Game on all the way into 25. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. Now, this is where we're dropping the alpha, right? So this is the second part of the game. And this has got so many components to it. I'm not going to talk about them all now, but I just wanted to put this out to you. We've had a drop at the moment in the Wikipedia. And, of course, we've talked about the fact that we've got the exchange coming up. Bullets and Hearts will start trading in the LP. So we're going to have 3 tokens, Mafia, Bullets, and Hearts. So Hearts and Bullets are about to trade soon. And, of course, we've got the map coming up as well, stage 7. So stage 6 and 7 of the pre-launch phases of the game. And the map is major. The exchange is major too. So it's going to be a big deal. But we've had a big drop with the Wikipedia. And we're going to scroll down to that right now and have a look at that. So let me just scroll down to, actually, I'm scrolling up here. I'm scrolling too fast here. Let me go here. Actually, I'm on the wrong spot. Let me just find the right spot here. The map. So we had the map loaded here. So this is the big drop here. We know that it's coming up pretty soon. And it's going to have, they've got a 3D animator, everything like that. It's going to be pretty awesome. But here's the kicker. So stay tuned. We've got to get into this. This is too exciting. Damn it. Okay, let's go to the land tiles here. Land tiles. So there's all this detail now. You should read it up. It's all alpha, right? Read it up. But look at this. Woo! We got the map, baby. And the map, what is this? Think about what this is. It's a metaverse, baby. The first metaverse on Pulsechain mixed with a play-to-earn game. You got both of them together. Boom, 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 right? So everyone loves metaverses. And to get a successful metaverse, what do you need? You need a cheap, fast chain. What is Pulsechain? A cheap, fast chain that you can rely on because it's the fork of Ethereum. So it's absolutely awesome. And the other thing is the animations look really good. All right, so you can see some of the cards here. This is big. So metaverse with play-to-earn. This is huge, right? This is huge for Pulsechain. And that's why picking up Mafia right now is got to be a no-brainer, right? Got to be a no-brainer. You got those 2 big mega themes going to be huge, right? So I think it's a really big opportunity. And, of course, the price of Pulse just at the beginning, it's the holy grail. You got everything lined up there for an epic play. So this is just one of the things that are on the land tiles. Now, obviously, people are going to be clamoring for land in this game. There's going to be businesses. People want to it's basically an industry. Think about an economy. You're going to have factories. You're going to have buildings. You're going to have warehouses. You're going to have all this stuff. People are going to be clamoring over to get strengths in here. It's going to be pretty crazy. Now, you can see some of the things up here, right? Upgrades. You got sheds. You got houses, villas, apartment blocks, mansions, office buildings, large hotel, a family HQ. You got all these upgrade costs. You got a huge economy in here. Now, it's going to be very powerful for defense as well. So really huge here. This is massive. But look at more of the images. Look at that. Woo! Hot dog. Yeah. Bang, bang, bang. Chung, chung, chung. Look at that thing, man. So you're going to have properties. This is a metaverse to Pulsechain, baby. And, of course, the animations look really good. If you've played any of these games like Civilization and everything, it's wonderful to play. We get a lot of people come in. It's a very big part of the market. But we're combining not just the metaverse side of things, but with the play-to-earn, with the vault. So we've got 2 things going. We're going to have a whole economy for the metaverse, whole economy for the play-to-earn, all of those things. So many ways of making money in this game. And, of course, it's got both things playing out in one. So it's going to be pretty awesome. And you can see there's a red spot there to put a new building. You got here, you got the factories. It's going to be legit. And, of course, people have been sleeping on this, but this update today is just giving you a teaser about how cool this will be. On Pulsechain, can you believe this is where people wanted to go? We need killer apps. This is it. We've got city zones, right? City zones, gonna have all that in there. Type of city zones as well. We got HQ sizes, right? And for this is particularly important for the Don. So Archie's been taking note of this. Family HQ buildings get by default 10 member spaces. So the hunt for property there. We've got connectors. Anybody playing can go for one of these properties and things like that, and so on. So look at this. So this is someone here getting a piece of land, trying to take that up, and of course got the roads as well. It's going to be pretty badass, right? So looking forward to this connectors there. The most game mechanic influential part of the map update. Make sure you and your members own the right tiles. You got to own the right property. It's going to be very important. Having connected tiles is very important because if you're land connect to each other, it's all part of your own territory, right? So expansion of families, or expansion of players' territory is going to be very, very important there. Raid spots are going to be raid spots in the game. We're going to find out more details about that. City developer. Now, this is something that is a real key thing. Become the most influential developer in the city. What do you want with the metaverse development, right? So become the most influential developer in the city. Enjoy extra defense powers for your efforts. So apparently no one, it's going to be very risky messing around with a developer who controls the city. Having one tile with a hotel on it is the most powerful than having 20 empty tiles. So developers are going to be pretty important. There's only going to be only one user can have a city developer role. So there we go. If you're controlling a city as a developer, it's going to be mega beneficial. Specifications that's coming soon. Vault suspensions. Now, this is very important. We talked about families getting paid with the family vault, right? The top 5 families get guaranteed payment. The families 6 to 8 get a conditional payment potentially if the vault's getting bigger as per se. But there's actually vault suspension. This has just come out. If you can't house all your family members, you got a big family, you can't house them all, the vault will suspend its payout. Is that crazy? So this game is really putting challenge on families to get their house in order, as it were. So that's pretty crazy. There's also going to be city inflation as well. If you own a hotel or building office, you will earn city inflation payout every 24 hours. More ways of making money, baby. So people are incentivized to build and own property in the metaverse. It's going to be pretty awesome there. And you get in-game currency, right? That's the other thing. So it's going to be really cool. Now, let's quickly go to some of the stuff here. Not this particular one. I want to go to, let's see here, city zones. I'm not sure. Just trying to find the actual picture here. Not that one. Is it connectors? Maybe it's connectors. That's not this picture. Let me see. I'm just going to find the right picture. Not that one. That one. Is it this one? There's one of these. I'm missing some of the pictures, actually. I just realized. Let me just find. I'm going to find the pictures. Let me see here. Not that one. No, I'm missing them, actually. Oh, I saw them before, but I'm missing them now. All right. So in the pictures, there's going to be actual the money that you earn. I'm just not sure where they've gone. They've disappeared for some reason. Yeah, I'm not sure. The pictures that I saw are not here. So I'm not sure where I saw them, but they're going to have money at the top right-hand corner. They're going to have your mafia money, and they're going to have in-game money, and that's going to be massive economies on the old Pulsechain. It's going to be huge. So really cool. All right, Bakuna says join, play, win. Absolutely. Great success, says Brennan. Great success, absolutely. Bang says Bakuna. Absolutely. Looks like some city layout, says Brennan. Absolutely. Forked it, says Wookie. Yeah. It's going to be so good, folks. A metaverse with play to earn. Going to be absolutely massive on Pulsechain, and you're still getting in there early, so really exciting where this is going to head here. So that's pretty cool. I just want to highlight that today. Obviously, we're getting very close to those 2 launch phases exchange with bullets and hearts. That's going to be a big deal. Imagine there's a big battle on, then obviously there's going to be a lot of bullets needed. There's going to be a lot of hearts needed because you're going to have to get repaired if you get shot. And of course, stage 7 with the map's going to be absolutely massive, and there's going to be tons and tons of blocks in there. So huge stuff today. Just want to highlight that a huge opportunity. Going to be absolutely massive there. Let's go back into Pulsechain quickly. Before we do that, though, let's get into the rest of the market update before we get into Titnex, our last big section. But this is huge, man. It is huge. Let's go to Pulsechain, and we'll have a look at the total volume. I'm very happy to report that we've had 25 million. You guys know that I've been wanting to get back to minimum 25 million in volume. We've got it today, folks. We were humming around about 5 to 7 million. Occasionally, we would get like a 10, 11 million day, but we're at 25 million on Pulsechain. Fantastic, with 327,000 transactions last 24 hours. And it's a green day, not a red day. It's a green day, and looking really good. So some of the other top performers are Florida Fruit Rat, that's up 159%. Molarat's up 137%. Biff is up 72% there. So some pretty good movers here. Maker is up 46%. And of course, if you've seen on Deck Screener, apparently they changed the Deck Screener symbol to Pulsechain. So I thought that was pretty funny. And we got Sun Minimal. This is the Sun AG project at 34% up there as well. There are 2 tokens, right? There's the stable coin and there's the soil coin, right? So soil there is the main coin there. A reward coin, if I understand it rightly, that's at 5.6 cents. Had a big pump today to about 12 cents. It's now at 5.6 cents. So that is out there as well. Hex obviously taking its rightful place at number 9, up 27.66%. over half a penny again. So really cool. Bromance followed behind that. And of course, the other popular one that's been doing very well is PDC Atropa. So we're going to have a quick look at this. This has been doing very well. Look at that chart on the old PDC Atropa there. PDC absolutely dominating in this game, right? So on Pulsechain, sorry. So doing very well. Let's have a quick look at the, where's the one I want here? PDC Pulse. We're going to go scroll down there. Have a look there. Even Loan Token managing to pump here as well. One of the top DeFi protocols on Pulsechain up 18%. PDI up as well. DieHard up as well because PDI is doing well. That you get paid in PDI reflections for DieHard. That's up as well. Let's see here. Let's go to the PDC, and this chart has been absolutely crushing it. As you can see, this is the weekly candles. These are weekly candles, not daily candles. Look at 5 weeks in a row going up and away. And of course, let's have a look. The ratio to Pulse. Let's have a look at it. It flipped Pulse, right? And it's still doing it. Look at this. It is back up at 2.56 Pulse per 1 PDC. So people are earning on this token as well. So doing fantastic job. Easily one of the best projects in the Pulse chain. And it's going to dominate in the down market and the up market. They're doing very well there at the moment. So kind of cool. Now let's wrap it up on Pulse chain. Let's have a look at gas prices. At the moment, 500,000 beats. So it's getting a bit more expensive with the higher volume. 7/10 of a penny though. Still super cheap on a Pulsex swap. Gwei on Ethereum is 2 Gwei, and we're still 250 times cheaper than that. Looking at the validators, let's quickly go to that. 21,600 validators, 1.56 trillion staked off the market, and of course the bridge is what we're looking at because it's very important. Wow, look at that. We're up about $2 million today in the bridge. Awesome stuff. Yeah, that's what we want to see. And of course, ETH and Bitcoin are up. DAI is up. So looking pretty cool. EHEX is up. So those are contributing to that big move from about 90, just under 90.8, I think it was. So we're up about $2 million. So kind of cool. 90. Actually, we might be up $3 million there from yesterday, if I remember rightly. So pretty cool day there for Pulsechain. Obviously, we want to get back over 100 million, and it looks like that may happen. Sun AG, we're looking for that $20 million. Is that going to happen in the next day or two? We'll keep a lookout for that. Obviously, big moves today in Sun AG soil token on the old Pulsechain today. So more to come. That's my suggestion. More to come for the old Pulsechain. I think it's about to do an uptrend. And of course, that soil money comes up. I think it's a kind of a no-brainer. Let's keep watching that over the next couple of days. Looking pretty bullish. Now, moving to Hex. We got the Hex results out. We haven't had Ethereum Hex out for a while, but Pulsechain Hex has definitely been out. And we've had some good results here. 7.15, 7.16 for the last couple of days on the old Pulsechain Hex payouts. A little bit of move on the share rate too, 37 and 70 recently. So we're at 36,500 on the share rate on Pulsechain. T-shares sort of up and down, sitting at just over 9.1 million T-shares over at the moment. That's the ownership pool. And of course, the payout pools there looking pretty good, around 65 million Hex a day. Pretty modest penalties last 2 days, but ticking away there at the moment. All right, so that is Hex. That's our wrap up of Pulsechain. It was a bit longer than I expected to talk about Pulsechain, but man, it's so pumpy today. Why not, right? Why not? Let's see here. Yeah, I think it's so bullish on that metaverse, that play to earn combo. Man, picking up Mafia right now. So it seems like a no-brainer. We got some of the biggest updates coming for that within days, maybe. So it's going to be pretty epic on there. We've got an uptrend in Pulsechain. So get in there early. And, I gave you some little alpha drops there. Well worth getting into. Now let's wrap up the polls since we've finished talking about Mafia and see what that's like. First, we're going to go to Hex Token channel. And then we're going to get into Titan-X ecosystem, which is going to be bullish over the next 6 weeks and beyond. Do you own any Mafia on Pulsechain on BNB? Nope, 38%. So it's an opportunity for you to pick up some. Yes, both chains, 33%. There's the smart money right there. And of course, yes, Pulsechain, 27%. So a big movement there on Pulsechain there. Lots of big upside. So that's 18 votes. So big shout out for that. Let's finish the one on Superman Crypto as well. Let's see where they got on there. We've got 6 votes over there, so appreciate the so we're still building up Superman Crypto, but it's going nicely. Nope, 83%, so a lot of opportunity over there to pick up. We've got 16% on both chains, so smart money there and moving forward, so kind of cool. Metaverse through Mafia coming to Pulsechain, it's going to be good. All right, let's pull up and get the other one that we're going to be talking about, Titan-X, and we're going to have a big interview on Monday with the dude. One of the smartest guys in the Titan-X ecosystem. Absolutely incredible stuff coming out from him. So we're going to talk about that too. Let me fix something up here, and we're going to get into Titanex next. All right, let's pick up here. So, and I wanted to pick up someone else. Let me just fix this up. All right, let's scroll all the way down here, and we're going to get into that. And how far back? Way back, way down. Wow, way down. Let me get into that. Man, I didn't realize so much stuff today. It's a lot more than I expected. We might close that down. And where are we up to there? Okay, I think we're almost there. All right, so kind of cool. Let's go. All right, we've got Andrew in the house. Happy Friday all. Happy a great weekend. You too, Andrew. Hope you're having a good time out there. Let's get into it, folks. Let's get into Titanex ecosystem and share the screen here on our next preview. I just realized I'm not quite set up there either. There we go. All right, let's go. All right, so on Andrew's note there, let's get into it. So at the moment, we had a bit of a pullback in the Titanex ecosystem after a huge run up, right? So nice and healthy to have that. And of course, we have major protocols about to launch. So a good time to pick up some of these assets while on the low pullback here. We've got Blaze at the moment, the best performer, but it's down 9.8% at the moment. Having a little bit of green shoots here on the shorter time frames. Hyper is down 9.9%, but these prices are still holding up very, very nicely. Inferno down 11.4%, and we're going to talk about that today. It's got Cycle 8 opening up later tonight. Titanex down 13%, so a really good chance to pick up a lot of Titanex at the moment at this discount prices. DragonX, the big super whale, is down 15%, so really good pickups there. Helios down there 21%. Now we're going to be talking to the founder on Monday about the other protocols coming out there, including the current one, Janus and Helios, that are currently existing, but we're going to talk about E228, which is basically like an index fund. It's going to be really, really amazing there in Titanex ecosystem. LegionX, which recently launched, is down 22%. Had a really good move yesterday. Obviously, profit taking at the moment. Baby DragonX and the JKX, the two meme coins there, down 22 and 27% respectively. Obviously, they go up a lot more when often, not always, but often when the Titanex is on the move. So some nice little entry points here because we're about to have huge amount of projects and buy and burns and everything else about to take place. So it is going to be pretty exciting. So let's go full screen. And we're going to bring in the overlay. As you can see, if I hide the overlay of projects, you can see the price there looking pretty amazing. So it's had a big run up. Just taking a bit of a profit take at the moment, heading before these big drop projects. So let's bring those projects on now. We can see that we've got Inferno 8 is opening up in only a few hours time. So let's pull that up. Inferno 8, because that is going to be huge, opening up potentially, people are expecting around 2 trillion. And I think that's a very reasonable thing. We've been calling the numbers on those pretty well because they've just been going up. From week 4 was 330 billion. Then it went to 700 billion. Week 5, week 6 went to 1.1 trillion. Week 7 went to 1.5 trillion. So, the last cycle 8, 2 trillion, this seems reasonable, right? And of course, now Titanex is a little bit cheaper. People can accumulate that with Ethereum, which has gone up a little bit. So that would make a really nice play there. On that. So if we actually just hide the overlays just quickly one more time, and we have a look at the wrapped ETH version on the price chart, we can see that Titanex has been rising strongly against Ethereum, just pulling back here at the moment. So a little bit cheaper with Ethereum rising up to get Titanex for these big protocols launches that are coming up. So very exciting times indeed for the ecosystem. So that is the play at the moment. Inferno is opening up. The first one here, there's going to be a massive supply sink of Titanex. And of course, let's go to the Inferno countdown. We are 13 hours away from Inferno launching. Cycle 8, the last cycle, is the last time that Inferno will be created, at the end of the inflation. And then it's just going to be buy and burn, baby, after that. And then there's multiple protocols that we'll be launching on top of Inferno. We know of at least 3 coming up. And it's likely to grow. So Inferno is kind of a like the DragonX and the Titanex. It is its own hyper-deflationary coin there, store of value. That's going to be pretty crazy. So Inferno is definitely one of the blue chips in my book. So blue chips for me: Titanex, DragonX, Hydra coming out soon, Inferno, and and Hyper. And so those 5 are real blue chips in the Titanex system at the moment. We've got more coming though. More coming. We're going to probably have at least by the time we get to October, probably maybe up to 10 blue chips inside the Titnex ecosystem, and then of course more speculative ones around them. So it's going to be pretty fun. All right, so yeah, that's ticking away there at the moment. We can see the ROI is 13% on 0.7, but of course the ratio for Mint is going to drop to 0.65. That's going to be the last drop there. So for every Titnex that you get, you're going to get 0.65 Inferno, and ticking away there. So that's coming up. The buy and burn at the moment is sitting on just under $100 million in terms of Titnex. It's got just under 1.4 trillion Titnex in the buy and burn, and that's going to be pretty amazing. And we know that the buy and burn goes to 10% on Thursdays, 15% on Fridays and Saturdays, and so that's going to elevate the burning there, lifting up the ROI and versus the price. So let's quickly go out of Titnex here quickly. Actually, we'll bring up another chart so that we can have to close that down and go to look at that. Let's go to the charts here. I'm going to watch lists, pull up Titnex, and we're going to go to Inferno and Titnex, and we're going to have a look at the ratio there. We're going to look at it versus Titnex. So at the moment, let's have a look there. So that is the ratio. So we're 1.57. So one Inferno will get you 1.57 Titnex. If we invert that ratio to show Titnex, then we know that the ratio is going down. For one Titnex, you're going to get 0.63 Inferno. So that makes going through Inferno better, right? Because we're going to go to 0.65. So when you go to Mint, you're actually going to get more Inferno. You're making a bit of a premium there. It says 13% at the moment, but of course that's going to drop to 0.65. So that will be lower than that, but you'll certainly probably have a good chance of getting a better ROI there. So therefore people go in and the buy and burn will get full, right? So we've got 1.4 trillion there. Imagine another 2 trillion going into the Inferno is going to be a big deal. And at the moment, so far, we've had 5.8 trillion go in of Titnex go into Inferno to do the minting. We've had 4.7 trillion minted, so it's going to go up maybe, let's say 0.65 times 2. Let's put that in, 0.65. I think it's about 1.3, is it? Times 2. That's going to, 1.3. And there we go. That's pretty good. 1.3 trillion Inferno added to this if we get the 2 trillion Titnex, and that will add to this. But of course, it's all getting burned off as well. 2.2 trillion has been burned off so far, and it's going to go into hyper burn after that, right? So it might take 4 to 6 weeks to burn with the buy and burn. But of course, we know more projects are coming because we've got Flux coming, right? Flux is going to come, and that's going to be routing 17.2% of the Titnex that goes into Flux through the Inferno LP to go and burn the Flux token. So that's going to be a big deal there as well. So looking pretty good. And we've got more projects going to be going on top of Inferno as well. One of them I think maybe Flare. So we'll see what all those are when they come out, but it's going to be pretty good. So that is kind of cool, bullish for that. Titnex obviously a bit cheaper at the moment to pick up, so that's good news for everybody. And that is Inferno. So maybe we get 2 trillion Titnex off the market that way. Going to be bullish. And then of course we're all waiting for Hydra, right? All waiting for Hydra. Hydra is so important. It's going to be the juggernaut, right, to make the Dragon X whale really big. So just like Flux is going to make Inferno even bigger, Hydra is going to make Dragon X even bigger, right? So pretty bullish for Titnex and Dragon X, and we're expecting that any day. We may get it. I'm just guessing we may get it by Sunday, as possible. Obviously, subject to that second order that was still a bit grey there a little bit. But let's see what happens here. Maybe we'll get Hydra launching on Sunday. Pretty good for the low gas prices, right, on Ethereum. So that might be a good time. And of course, you can pick up Titnex a little bit cheaper today than you could yesterday. Yesterday it was up at 8,200. Today it's down at 7,100. So you pick up a bit of volume leading into Hydra. How much are we going to get through Hydra? Oh boy, could it be 10 trillion, 15 trillion within a very short space of time? That's a huge amount of the supply of Titnex, which is sitting at about 65 or 66 trillion at the moment. So yeah, if we go to the stats there, 65.8 trillion or 65.9 trillion liquid at the moment. So it could burn a lot of that. So we have Inferno taking 2 trillion maybe. We'll have Hydra maybe 10, 15 trillion or more. Who knows? It's going to be pretty awesome. But certainly expecting some big things there. The hype is real for it, and the price is a bit cheaper for people to get in today, which is pretty cool as well. So good stuff happening there on the old Titnex. Obviously, Flux coming out pretty shortly after, and then Volt as well expected to come out. It's going to be bullish too for Titnex. And then we've got other projects, Felix, Pulsar, and Element 280, which we're going to have an interview with the founder dude there on Monday, and that's coming into October, right? So the Element 280 for October. Titan Farms also massive for October. That's going to be LP and incentive farming. Going to be fatten up the liquidity. It's going to be awesome. And then we've got the lending has gone to the testnet today. So Ouroboros is going to testnet today. So I've got it here, but it's actually going in today. So we're going to move that along. That is Ouroboros about to go testing there. So I'm going to move this out too, because obviously testing takes a little while. And we're going to move that out. So I've still got, at the moment, I'm going to possibly push Ouroboros out to the end of September, just to give them time for test netting. So that's probably the place there. And yeah, that's sorry, just trying to move that around. And so yeah, we may have that 23rd, and we're going to move that out for a while because 13th to the 23rd, so like 10 days. You have to have pretty fair testing on lending stablecoin, but it's going to be massive for Ouroboros, right? Massive. So they're opening up the testing today. If you're in our strategy club, you already have a link to that notice. So really well worth joining up strategy club. Links in the video description. Only $35 a month to get all the intel really early as we get it. We put it in there. Kind of cool. So really bullish. I mean, we've got the vortex opening up on Hyper in only a few days time on the 19th, and that's going to start. That'll be the third buy and burn. So we're going to have V2 buy and burn. We're going to have Hyper buy and burn, and then Hyper vortex buy and burn. 3 buy and burns on Titanex to push the price up, buy it and to get off the market. And so with Flux, Pulse potentially, and Ouroboros and Volt, you can imagine on the back of Hydra and Inferno that we could very well be into hyper-deflationary on Titanex as early as probably the beginning of the final week of September. It's definitely possible, even with further inflation coming out over that period. So looking at future inflation, it is getting pretty crazy how far through we are, but it is going to be pretty amazing on that. So let's have a look at the next 90 days. This is the 90 days. So we're coming up here at the moment. We've just started this new day, so we're on 395 today, so a pretty low day. We got the 2 last big candles coming out on the 15th and 16th. They are 3.6 and 2 trillion respectively, and then it's pretty much pretty low after that. Then after we get through there, about 9th, 20th, we've got the vortex opening up. We'll probably have Hydra and all things willing, Hydra coming out soon. Maybe as early as Sunday. Otherwise, it's going to slip into next week, obviously. But that's kind of the earliest that we see it happening. And the stage. So, and then of course we got the final trillion candles in here. So, like I say, maybe by about here, even before we get these final candles out, we could start getting hyperdeflation if Hydra is launched. Obviously, that's fundamental. And of course, Vortex, Inferno takes 2 trillion, and all the other projects launch on time. Then maybe as early as the 20th, 23rd, 24th. But if not, then we're certainly looking at it by the time we get to early October, I think, assuming Hydra does as well as we expect, then and all the other protocols launch, then maybe by early October, could be as soon as that, because the candles really do start dropping off after that. And we're assuming that those protocols keep churning over, requiring Titanex, and then we've got all those new projects to launch in October, right? So we've got Titan Farms, Element 280. These are all mega, right? So the Titan Farms, Element 280, and Ouroboros are all DeFi protocols. They're going to come in behind all these ROI protocols, and with the flywheels and the buy and burns and all the high ROI, and help support that and bolster it, right? So pretty cool. We got Viper in October as well, and then of course the big payout X28 payout there for Dragon X. So it's going to be pretty interesting to see that timing play out. So like I say, yeah, it's we could even have that. Depends on Hydra and the other protocols, but it's certainly looking sooner than later. If they all perform poorly, which I think is a low chance, then you're probably pushing it out into probably out in here into late October, early November for hyperdeflationary. But I don't think that's going to happen. I think that the momentum, the growth in users, growth in money coming in, all the protocols coming out there, and the buy and burns is really going to set us for an earlier date. It's going to be fun to see. When will peak inflation be for Titanex? That's going to be really, really crazy. And of course, if that gets burned off, then everything goes up and away really, really fast, which is pretty cool. Brennan's saying here 10 trillion into Hydra week 1 minimum. Yeah, I think that's a very good, reasonable outlook there for that. And we know that the Titanex at the moment is sitting at 65.8. Now we've still got those trillion candles coming, so we've still got what is that 5.7 trillion coming out in the midweek here. We've still got these 7 candles coming out between the 25th of September and the 5th of October. But man, you got to feel pretty bullish given the fact how bullish this roadmap is looking. Now, we're going to go to Titan Hub. So the other projects that are coming, there is huge. So let me actually, I just lost it. I realized I closed it down by accident. But Titan Hub has all the projects on it that are listing. And of course, the updates there with timeframes. My spreadsheet, my table here is actually more up to date. So it's even more up to date with the expected timeframes. But the list on here has got 21. So we actually dropped off one here. I just noticed, and that was FireX. So FireX has dropped off here. So that is fallen off. I haven't got that on my spreadsheets on my chart, so that's okay. So FireX has dropped off here, but we know that there's probably something up to another 14 projects potentially that are going to be launching in addition to these ones here. So you see how this is going to grow out pretty fast, and we go obviously with Titanx, we're going to have go through much of the inflation. So Titanx is going to hyperdeflation. It's going to push up the whole market. So it's going to get pretty serious, right? It's going to be pretty serious, pretty fast. And with the little pullback today, it's kind of like a bit of a godsend for people that wanted to pick up more before the tsunami comes. You can see the tsunami is right in front of us. It's going to be insane. And this is going to dominate Ethereum blockchain as the ultimate protocol ecosystem, of course, from Jack Sharp. So credit to him for that. We're looking pretty amazing. Yeah, if you want to join Strategy Club to get all the alpha, we keep up to date with all the stuff, then get in there. And Strategy Club, $35 a month, really good value. Get in there, and big welcome to all the new members in that Strategy Club. All right, so that is pretty much it on that. Let me just jump through to, I've talked about Flux. We're going to go in detail on Flux, but on another stream, we actually have already gone through the white paper, I think, before. Cycle 8, we've gone through that, and Ouroboros Testnet is coming up. So let's quickly look at Ouroboros Testnet on the X. We're going to go to check that out. So Flux is going to be to Inferno what Hydra is going to be to DragonX and TitanX. So if you want to think of it like that, it's a good way of thinking. And there's more coming on top of Inferno, so it's going to be cool. We see that as blue chip there. You can already see Inferno sitting at number 5. Now let's go to where was I going? I was going to Ouroboros. So let's scroll down here to Ouroboros. We're going to quickly pick up their Twitter account handle. And they have announced some big announcements here. You can see the quality of this project, and the UIs are just fantastic. Look at that UI, isn't it beautiful? That is gorgeous on the UI. So really quality team. Look at that stuff. So looking really nice. Now they've got the testnet. So let's scroll down here a little bit more. So 12 hours ago, Dragon Bros, they say, do you want to learn how to collateralize your DragonX? So this is so important because it's going to bring leverage into the TitanX ecosystem. So if we've got E280 being an index, so people can come in and own a bit of everything in TitanX, and it's easy for onboarding, then this Ouroboros is going to be the deposit and lending side with a stablecoin into the ecosystem as well, fattening up liquidity, getting leverage into the games, helping push asset prices up even more in the TitanX ecosystem. It's going to be pretty awesome. We know a big part of the market loves this sort of access to capital where they can put their assets in and borrow against it. So it's going to be pretty cool. So do you want to learn how to collateralize your DragonX for USDX as early tomorrow? The UX is going to be the stable coin here on Ethereum. And of course, this is going to be really bullish for people, for this pool. This LP pool is going to be very important, and it's going to be a big deal. So you can see people got their collateral position. We obviously on Pulsechain, we've got, Power City and liquid lines and stuff like that. So it's going to have, similar TCRs and stuff like that. But it's going to be really a cool addition. It certainly has its marketplace there. And this is also can be picked up by the other protocols like E20, E280 as well. So we've got E280 and Element 280, and we've got Titan Farms as well. So it's going to be a big deal, that stablecoin and Titan Farms as well. So we're looking forward to that. And that's actually locked in for early October, that launch, the LP providing. It's going to fatten up LPs. So it's really going to be awesome and create a lot of incentives. So you can see this thing is about to go through the roof over the next 6 to 8 weeks, as you can see on the screen. And there's many projects not even on here yet that are coming down the line. So you can think projects November, December, etc. into the new year. It's going to continue on with some really good add-ons. But we've got some superstars launching straight away. So that is going to be launching, and it's coming up at the end of the day. This is a testnet, of course, not the main net, but the testnet there. Testnet for ORX, which is going to be the main coin for this project, and USDX, which is a stable coin people are going to be able to issue goes live by the end of the day. So that's going to be a testnet there. It's not going to be great. It's a private testnet for a number of MVPs, so it'll only be limited access in the Tightnex ecosystem and the long-time supporters of the protocol. But if you can get this account to 1,500 for the end of the testnet, I'll make it fully public trial. How about that? So that's kind of pretty cool on that one. So I'm going to repost that. Now, if you want to find out more details, I'm going to give you the access to Tightnex Hub, and you can go check out any of these projects we've been talking about at the moment. But you can see where there's so much opportunity on Pulsechain, on Tightnex at the moment, on Ethereum, so as to say, with the Tightnex ecosystem. It is absolutely fantastic. And of course, we're also covering the X1 chain and Zen, which is multi-chain, where we can cover that when we get more news as well. That's certainly ramping up towards X1 from the looks of it. All right, so kind of cool. That is where we are there at that moment, and you can just hit the Twitter space. You can get to these profiles here, learn more about it, but it's going to be pretty awesome. All right, that is pretty much it. Really nice little entry here on the old Tightnex before everything goes ballistic. Yeah, boy. Now let's go quickly look at Jake Sharp, the founder. We're around 10 minutes, so we've got 5 more minutes to go before I'm going to wrap up. But yeah, Jake Sharp says here 13 hours ago, we're almost 15,000 users on Tightnex. Isn't that awesome? And of course, we know that DragonX just hit over 2,500 users. So obviously, for value creation, then user count growth is a key component. Some people like the network effect of that, of course. Yeah, that's just going up and away there. So kind of cool. Now, Jake's been talking about a lot about build on Tightnex. Obviously, more projects coming. Like I say, we're probably heading around about 35 projects on the pipeline. Some of them known, some of them unknown, that are building on top of Tightnex. DragonX. We know there's always about half a dozen on DragonX. We know there's 2 or 3 coming on Hyper. We know there's probably 3 or more on Inferno. And there's lots of others out there that they're building as well. So, and no doubt Hydra will have ones building on top of Hydra, and that's a good leverage play, obviously, onto DragonX. So, a lot of cool stuff happening there, folks. Yeah, stores of value and leverage plays. It's the way to win, right? So that we got building on there, looking pretty good. So Jake's been promoting a lot of these things at the moment. And of course, the build on Tightnex is a big theme at the moment. So people are doing that. A lot more influencers are coming onto Tightnex, right? So it's starting to have that early Pulsechain sacrifice feel, early Hex feel, or at least late Hex feel when there's tons of influencers around. Kind of cool. Yeah, so lots of cool stuff happening there. X28 is going to be a kill shot. This is what Tier 10s did. So if you know the premium service on the Tightnex Hub, so that is Ted. He is a TextX of Ted, I should say. He is a partner of Mike Dean's, and he's helped create this premium service on the old Tightnex Hub. So if you want to get that, you can get access to all these different charts for Tightnex Hyper and stuff like that. And that is $250 as well for that, so you can get that. We have it's pretty awesome, and he's the one who helped create that. He's a partner of Mike Dean, so kind of cool. If you want to know who TextX is, 10x Dead. I can't even say the damn thing. 10x Ted. There we go. I finally got it through. What a name. It's a tongue twister. All right, especially when you've been talking for an hour. So, right. So, kind of bullish stuff coming out from Jake around all the devs. Really so much stuff coming. Someone just uploaded a bunch of Tightnex GIFs. So lots of marketing happening in the Tightnex community. You can see all the influences here on the community stream. So this community stream is just like you remember back in the day for Pulsechain and last bull market and stuff like that. So really bullish stuff happening with the whole ecosystem. So marketing, influencers, products coming out, hyper deflation, buy and burns. It really is getting pretty awesome in this ecosystem on Ethereum, right? This is on Ethereum. And we know a lot of Pulsechains, Hexkins are also involved. So there'll probably be a lot of transfer and wealth back and forward. So it's going to be a pretty fun thing happening on there. Hydra is coming, of course, Hydra Telegram. If you haven't joined that, really important to join Hydra Telegram if you want to participate in Hydra, which is the next big one requiring Tightnex. So I'll post the link to that. If you want to join that, join up. Obviously, that's going to be huge when it launches. That is the link there. Over 1,700 members so far. What else we got going there? So lots of cool stuff there. Mackenzie, of course, a Hexkin, took his Hex name off, but he's into Tightnex as well, and he's been doing lots of good posts around that. So not bad. So that is from Jake Sharp. Pretty cool. as well. And we know that Eric out there has been doing a good job as well. So Eric, the founder of DragonX, doing amazing stuff. And he's going to be launching this Titan Farms, right? So this Titan Farms here in October are going to be very important for LP and incentives. He is launching that in, what do we say? In October. So yeah, pretty awesome. And he has been posting out non-stop. Yeah, good green morning to you 7 hours ago. So kind of cool stuff happening in the ecosystem. So yeah, if you want to get into that Inferno, we'll just wrap that up. But if you want to get into Inferno, I'm going to post that. That is opening up round cycle number 8. It's going to be a big deal. Did I post the Inferno link there? No, I don't see it actually. So let me post the Inferno just to wrap things up. You can actually find them on the TitanX hub here. But Inferno is going to be opening up in 8 hours. So if you are going to participate in that with TitanX, that is sitting there. It's going to go pretty much deflationary straight away after that. So that's going to be pretty awesome. So that's happening first. And then, of course, after that, we're going to have, Hydra's going to, probably launch after that, and maybe as early as this Sunday, possibly. And, of course, that's going to be massive. We could see, as Brennan said, we could see a huge amount of TitanX going. And he's talking about 10 trillion in the first week. Could be pretty amazing. And that's going to help TitanX go to hyper-deflationary because we see there's very few miners coming out. And the buy and burns are massive, right? The amount of buy and burns are tens of millions of dollars locked up in the buy and burns in the TitanX ecosystem. So it's pretty epic on that. So we've covered Inferno, we've covered Hydra. Those are the 2 latest ones there. We've got Flux coming. We'll be posting more about that. Ouroboros Testnet today. And then Volt and Pulsar Felix coming down the pipeline. We've got the Vortex Hyper Buy and Burn. It's going to be pretty amazing coming up. 3 buy and burns on TitanX. It's going to be insane to help eat some of that up. So kind of nice. All right. Hope you guys enjoyed that coverage today. And in any case, I hope you guys have a good time and a very nice time, as we say. And I will catch you all again tomorrow for the final day of the stock market. And, of course, let's see how much closer we get to Hydra launching. And we'll also have a better idea halfway through the Inferno results for the day. Good times ahead. And finally, I'm going to have the dude, a real super smart guy, doing 3 projects, Helios and Janus there on Pulsechain, and E280, which is going to be a massive index there for the Titanx ecosystem. I think it's going to be hugely popular. Bring it on. And I hope you enjoyed today's content. All right, take care. And what do we say? Bye for now. Should we say bye for now? All right, take care. Bye for now. Let's see.